Hey guys, and welcome Generation Tech. On this week's episode, we're going to be doing a recap of the year in 2014, tech and gaming. We're going to go over a lot of our favorite stuff, a lot of the fail stuff that happened this year, and much, much more. So stay tuned.
Generation Tech, the weekly videocast for your inner geek, bringing you the hottest tech news from around the world. Brace yourselves, the show's about to start. It's Generation Tech. Here's your hosts, Rich Nieto and Matthew Burrows.
And again, welcome to Generation Tech, episode 27 on this 18th of December. And you may have noticed we're on a different YouTube channel. Our own YouTube channel for Generation Tech. We went off of my own personal one. If you check out my channel update on my own channel, you'll see what our reasonings are to doing that.
Yeah.
But it just makes a lot more sense. But Matt, what do you think about our new home?
I like it. I have my own office, and we have two bathrooms and bedrooms, hopefully. But yeah, no, in all seriousness, I like it because it kind of filters out your viewers for your personal videos to Generation Tech viewers, and it makes it a lot easier on social networks. So
For sure.
it's quite fun, and we kind of did some rebranding a little bit. So
A bit.
overall, I think it was a good step forward.
Yeah, and the only thing is obviously building up our subscriber base again, which, I mean, I only have like 800. He has about 400, so it's not like we're working with the thousands here. But hey, we're doing this because we have 8 people watching in the show right now, and that's awesome, man. I mean, the interactions that happen, love it. So
Yeah.
I'm excited about today's show because we did the exact same show last year. We did a 2013 tech and gaming recap show, and I had a ton of fun with that one. Do you recall?
Yeah, I like these type of shows where it's kind of like top 5 list type things. I think they're kind of catchy, and I think they're fun to prepare ahead of time. So so I like doing them.
Yeah, and it's hard to fathom that there's only 2 weeks left in 2014.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, pretty much next week will be our last show in 2014, I think.
Yeah.
And then after, I don't know. I don't remember the dates exactly, but I believe next Thursday will be our last show, and that'll be, what, the day after Christmas?
Next Thursday is actually Christmas, so we got to work out the technicalities there, but yeah.
We might skip it then. We might do like
We'll
a
see.
weekend
Maybe
show
we'll
or
do
something.
one during the week, during the day, because I'll be off from work. He's off from school. We'll
Yeah.
see. But either way, we did all our research. We went back into the vaults of all our old episodes and looked back at what we loved, what we didn't like. And speaking of which, if you watched towards the end of the video, if you are around by then, be sure to watch because we have a hilarious little clip that we compiled from all the episodes of bloopers and funny things, especially a lot of early stuff that happened in the first couple episodes where we were really raw and like awkward, and not to say we're not awkward still, but it was bad. So stay tuned for that towards the end. I'll play that video. But
we kind of had some fun putting that together last
oh
week.
yeah,
We were kind of dying.
yeah, a little bit. Just
Yeah.
I was raging at one point. Actually, this happened in the last episode 26. I was raging because of technical difficulties, and that made the cut for sure.
Man.
So
Oh yeah, that's definitely in there. You guys will see that,
jeez.
along with some of our first episodes stuff, which I don't think a lot of you guys we didn't even know.
No.
Or a couple of you guys we didn't know from first episodes.
X
So.
Infinity, I think, is the only person that was around back then.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Everyone else is new.
relatively.
Since the first episode, so you guys will see some fails that we did as our own first podcast and kind of creation.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fun to look back at.
Yeah. So I think that would be a nice way to end the 2014 recap show. So without further ado, do you have anything else you want to mention before we dive right into these categories?
Nope. If you guys haven't already, follow Generation Tech podcast down below. You guys can tweet at me during this show. I'll be checking Twitter live, and if you guys have a comment on a topic that we're talking about, definitely send it through there if you don't want to comment on this chat.
Yeah,
So,
and that's one thing I forgot to mention is we have a whole new Twitter handle as well. It's the bottom right corner of the show. It's a little bug that I put at Gen Tech Podcast is our new Twitter handle for the show itself, and then obviously we have our own personal Twitter handles underneath our name, so that makes a lot of sense. But
Yeah, for sure.
that being said, first category.
Boom.
most anticipated product going into 2014. So
Ta-da.
we did a lot of this last year, a lot of these categories last year.
Yeah.
Let's say it was 2013. What was your most anticipated product going into the following year?
Well, at the end of last year, Razer was kind of hyping up the Razer Naboo, which is their wearables, which, as we'll touch on later, I know you say it, this was supposed to be the year of wearables, and Razer was supposed to release the Naboo like early on this year, like way early this year for under $100. And it sounded really cool because this was before the iWatch was announced, and we were kind of stuck with black and white, kind of crappy looking watches. And they hyped it up. That was going to be one of my bigger product purchases at the beginning of the year that I'd be doing. So that was definitely my most anticipated product of the year.
Yeah, and mine was the iPhone 6. I mean, we didn't know it was gonna be. I think we all kind of assumed we could call it the iPhone 6, but if you guys remember, there were rumors of a bigger iPhone, a bigger size iPhone, even rumors of two different sizes. I mean, I didn't realize how valid those rumors were. No one really knew. It's a hit or miss with a lot of these early rumors, but I think everyone wanted a bigger iPhone. iPhone 5. They upped the ante a little bit. You know, they added extra row column of apps and stuff like that. But we all are liking the bigger Android phones. A lot of people actually went to Android because they wanted a bigger screen.
Yeah, for sure.
And they were losing a lot of people that way. So I'm included. So many people were looking forward to a bigger iPhone, just having something to compete with these larger form factors. I mean, I had a Note 3 for the longest, and then once I had that large screen, going back to an iPhone 5S was tough. It really was. And as big as an iPhone person I am, it was just a much needed update.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we'll touch on that a little bit more later, as you mentioned, screen sizes, which is one of my topics down the line. But yeah, I think those were two good products that we were looking forward to. I know even you were looking forward to the Naboo for quite some time, but they kind of stalled it.
Yeah, I was looking forward to. I'm gonna mention Naboo later, but yeah.
I think we both will again.
Yeah.
So next topic or category is the biggest surprise product / trend of 2014. So really anything that was big in 2014 that products went with or companies went with. So what did you have for that?
So for the biggest product, the biggest surprise rather, was actually the Moto 360. I with the whole thing of wearables and stuff like that, there was a lot of failed products in terms of Android wearables, and this is the one that really shined and really stood out, and I was actually really surprised of the quality. Now, granted, there are issues with the 360, battery life and just overall sluggishness, general Android stuff, but the overall fit and finish and polish of it and how it looks circular, it just looks really sleek. It really upped the ante in terms of design for wearables, I feel like, going forward.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and one other thing is 4K in terms of how drastic the price have dropped in the last year. I mean, we all knew price was going to drop, but I didn't think you'd be able to get one under $1,000 this Black Friday. Especially considering there's not a lot of 4K content out there. I'm not sure what's driving these sales. I mean, I think it's just pure price, and people wanting to be ahead of the curve. But what are people watching on these 4K TVs other than upscaling 1080p content? But that's not a huge difference, in my opinion.
Well, I wouldn't have thought last year that we would have had a 4K TV in our house, but we do. Yeah. And it's really good quality. The processor that the 4K screens have in them, even if you just have 1080, it actually upscales it to at least 1440, which it does look a bit better. And also it has like a smoothing on it, which I mean it's cool because it has the TV that I have is 120 hertz, so it's really smooth fluid motion. So I like the TV. It's actually my first TV. I mean, it's kind of a shame to say this, but it's actually my first TV that wasn't 720p or 30 hertz.
So you went from 720 all the way to 4K. That's like a huge jump. But let me ask.
That's like skipping over like 8 generations.
I mean, damn. But let me ask you something. With the fluid motion, I know a lot of LED TVs with the higher hertz, they have what's called a soap opera effect, where the motion looks a little off. Do you notice that?
Yes, but I personally like it. I like that
Okay.
effect. It makes everything feel more premium. I don't know what that. I don't know how it does that, but it does. It's not choppy at all, and even with older movies, you could pop in a DVD up on our Blu-ray player, um, like an older one, and it still looks really good. For maybe being what 7 or 8 years old, it looks really nice. So it's definitely a good thing to have if you're going to be watching movies and stuff like that. It just makes the quality that much better.
Yeah, in my opinion, that fluid motion thing looks a little too fake to me. Like I've been over a friend's house where they have LED TVs with all the fancy hertz and stuff like that,
Yeah,
and it just looks so weird because I'm not used to it. But then, like, I went to my cousin's house for like a couple of weeks, and I was watching that TV for a while, and coming back home to my TVs, and I have the regular hertz. It looked weird too. So I guess it's just a little adjusting. Once you're used to one motion, um, fluidity or rate, whatever, it
yeah,
then looks more natural. But yeah,
yeah, for sure. But I mean, I'm kind of used to it, and I really like it. So
awesome.
that's my opinion on it.
So, what was your biggest surprise product or trend for 2014?
Okay, I had a big surprise trend that kind of caught everyone off guard, which was the flipping, like the flip flop of prices for consoles and how the prices dramatically dropped. As in Xbox One pretty much dropping the Kinect. They don't really care about that at this point. And making their consoles all the way down to like $350. What was it? It was last year around, so a year and 2 months ago. We were buying the console for $500, and now you can go out and get it for 350, and that's quite a bit for 1 year. Not even it wasn't even a year before they dropped it to 350, for like a flagship console.
Yeah, I mean, usually in the past, it's like a year and a half before the whole price
Yeah,
drop. But even then, it was never as drastic as it was. I think they dropped it to 400 without Connect. I would say early summer, I think it
yeah.
was, and then
Then they went even
and now it's
further.
350 for the holidays. And then
Yeah,
obviously with all the sales that they had, with it was like
it's a,
330 with a $50 gift card and like 3 games. I mean,
yeah,
holy shit, dude! A 1 year. It's like you would expect that
yeah.
after maybe 2 or 3 years in a
hmm
console's lifespan.
And they're still trying to sell the Xbox 360. It's like, okay, the Xbox 360, the that like metallic blue one that looks like an Xbox
Yeah.
One, it's $299. It's like, all
Oh.
right, I'm gonna spend $50 more and get the new console.
If you buy a 360 at this point, you're just a fool.
Yeah, it's just
I mean,
stupid.
really. But yeah. So next topic is, what was the biggest failed device of 2014 for you?
Okay, I'll quickly touch on the Naboo because I know we both had it. We already kind of went over it, but they didn't release it this year. Bottom line is, they were supposed to release it this year and they moved it, and I was kind of sad that we weren't able to get it because they were promising it in like June of this year, and that never came. So that's one of my devices, and my second device was my PS Vita, which I no longer have. I wish I actually had it. I'll probably end up buying another one again. I'll probably get the latest gen though, in white. But no, um, they didn't really release any games for it. Which I know they're definitely pushing the indie scene on the PS Vita and a lot of Japanese titles, but I'm not into that stuff. I'd mainly use it for like streaming my PS4. Um, but I mean, still, it's kind of a letdown that they didn't utilize it more with the PS4. But they did release Minecraft and stuff, so I'll probably end up getting another one. They're so cheap at this point; it's like 160. So
Yeah, I the Vita is a weird product because it
yeah,
had so much promise. It had so much integration with the PS4. It just, the software wasn't there, and it proves that hardware can be as great as it wants to be, spec wise, feature wise, but if there's no software to back it, it's gonna fail. That's bottom
yeah.
line.
Even spec wise, it wasn't that great because I had the PS Vita earlier on this year, and I had a lot of games for it. I was really hyped for Borderlands 2 for the Vita, and I got it, and the frame rate was like 25 frames chugging through
Jeez.
with limited on-screen enemies, and it's like, ugh, I don't even want to play it on this. I have it on my Mac. Might as well just play it there, you
Yeah.
know? So it's like, I don't know. A lot of these games, I'd rather just be able to stream it from my PS4. That's perfect. I'm laying in bed, I just want to play some PS4 or something. just stream it right through to my PS Vita.
Yeah, that's a
But
cool.
I wouldn't get games for it. Really.
Yeah. Oh, before I go on to my say on this topic, I just want to mention
Yeah.
Xfinity also mentioned the iMac 5K was a big surprise to him, and actually that's a good point because I
Yeah.
would have brought that up as well. Nobody really thought that Apple was going to release a Retina iMac this early because
Yeah.
it's just so expensive to produce this displays. Not to mention they skipped 4K, they just went right to 5K. Um,
Yeah.
that took everyone by surprise because when I got this iMac, it's a 2013, when they went to the thin bezel, the thin
Yeah.
display. I got it because a lot of people were saying that a Retina iMac was not in the sites anytime soon because it's gonna be
Yeah.
astronomically priced. But they brought it out at 5K with a reasonable price, actually really good price considering what you're getting. And yeah, that is a huge surprise. So thanks Xfinity for mentioning that that as well. But I have a couple of big failed surprises. I'm just full of fail today. As he mentioned, the Razer Nabu, without saying, I mean, it just went past its estimated shipping time. They were supposed to be releasing it to developers back in I think February. Remember, we tried to sign up for it.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. Other things
Nope.
are the Microsoft Band, if you guys remember. It was Microsoft's try at a wearable watch. I don't know if it's a watch or it's more like a fit type thing, you know.
I think it's more of a fit type.
Yeah. That didn't sell well. Even I know this didn't come out last year, but Google Glass kind of just fell
Yeah.
off the face of the earth and they're already working on a 2.0 version. So I guess it wasn't ready for prime time yet.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of at the point where they're selling it for like 1,200 to beta test it. It's kind of stupid when you're expecting when they're expecting to sell it like 300, 400 once it actually comes out. So it's like, might as well just wait. I don't want to deal with all these bugs and crap for triple the price. You
Yeah.
know?
And a couple other things are just in general Samsung smartwatches. You
Yeah.
know, this is supposed to be the year of wearables, and a lot of Samsung smartwatches are out there, and they even released new smartwatches after like a couple of months, and like the second iteration. So that just goes to show you how much of a fail that was. And the Amazon Fire Phone, remember that? That
Yeah.
oh,
Well, they actually have a pretty good sale on those right now for unlocked and GSM free.
would you want one though?
$200, and it comes with a year of Prime. It's like you're just paying $100
But
for it.
would you want one though? It's like the actual soft. Oh, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, for $100, you could always just give it a try. Because I mean, if you're gonna, okay, I'd get it if my Prime membership had to be renewed.
I wouldn't even bother. That's just my opinion. But to me, that was a failed device.
Yeah.
But the one thing that was pretty neat about it is it had the feature where you could automatically talk to someone for assistance. I forget what they called it, but
Yeah, it's like their version of Siri.
well, not even like you could press a button and you talk to somebody in real time and like they could help you with something. I forget what it was exactly, but anyway, just moving on to the next topic. What's your topic of the year? What do you think really took over the technology blogosphere in 2014?
Well, I just closed out of my Google Docs, so give me a
All right,
minute.
well, I'll go to mine because actually we had the
Yeah.
exact same thing. I'll skip the first one that we had in common, but for me it was the iCloud hacks. You guys all remember that? All the celebrities' nude photos went out there. What do they call it? Wankergate or I forget what they called it, but
Gate.
Fapgate. There we go. Yeah, I mean that was a really big chink in the armor for Apple in terms of their security stuff. So, you know, it's just amazing when now you got the Sony stuff with all their hacking. So, I feel like no company's really safe as much security as they want to have implemented. If hackers want to get out there at your stuff, they're gonna do it, right?
Yeah, for sure. And I guess okay, now I got my docs back up.
Good.
So our next, like our same topic that we both had was Bengate, which was a stupid topic to be honest, and it was all pretty much started by Unbox Therapy, because one or what was it at the time when he started? It was like 2 people had reported bending their iPhone,
Yeah.
and then he's just like, "Oh, I have so much money, I'll do it," and he just does it for like 3 different devices, and probably made thousands of dollars off the video, and
But see, that's the biggest thing was casual people knew about this. So like when I was at work,
yeah,
people saw me with my iPhone 6 Plus, like, oh, that's the phone that bends, right? No, it's not like
it's so
not like,
annoying.
oh, that's the iPhone 6 Plus, the brand new phone. No, that's the phone that bends, right? And what I had
Yeah.
one person actually think that it was meant to bend. Like, oh, so it bends so it fits better in your pocket, right? I'm like,
Yeah.
are you
No,
serious? Are you
like,
serious? Let me just
you wanna
bitch
get
slap you
smacked.
right now because that was the dumbest thing I ever heard. All right. I mean, I'm just I feel dumber just hearing that statement. Like,
Yeah.
I,
It was ridiculous. It was kind of like a nerve bending thing because it was just like, ugh, just
because
shut
the people
up.
that are in the know, it's like really, eh, I don't
Yeah.
know. I just I hated that whole thing and it's so annoying. But either way,
Yeah. So our next topic or category is biggest fail games or game of the year. Do you want to start off?
sure. So mine was Titanfall, and
Okay.
when the Xbox One was announced, Titanfall was in the works, and that was their big game to look forward to. It's going to come out about I would say I think it was 6 months after the Xbox One launched, and all the videos looked amazing, gameplay looked awesome, sick.
Yeah.
Game comes out. First of all, I think there were server issues.
There are 8 maps, server issues, and like 10 guns.
Yeah, so that's the biggest problem I had with Titanfall is the lack of depth in it. So you have like 3 different mechs you can for a game that's all about mechs. There's only 3 different types you could choose from.
Yeah. There's no
What?
customization on them
No,
either.
none at all. And just the gun loadouts is not too much to choose from.
Yeah.
There's no single player, which I don't really care about single player, but whatever.
But still, the lack. Well, they technically did put in single
Oh,
player.
God.
They did a story mode where you go through 8 multiplayer maps.
What a joke.
Holy damn! Holy damn!
I mean,
it's like
yeah. So that
and you had to do it to get the max.
yeah.
Like it's like, oh my god, this is just stupid.
Yeah, so I bought that game day one with the season pass, and honestly, I played the game since all the maps have been out. I played it once. They've improved it a little bit with patches, but
It's still only like a quarter of a game.
I don't bother with it. It's not worth my time. So
Yeah. Okay,
And
so I'll do my unique one, and then we'll go to one that we both have in common. So my unique one was Drive Club. So Drive Club, I was looking forward to for quite some time. Rich and I both were looking forward to it actually, and it came out. It's out right now. You can go buy it if you want. But have you guys heard anything about this game ever since it came out, other than the lack of online capabilities, no PlayStation Plus free version of it like they promised? Really, I haven't heard anything of it
no,
off the face of the earth.
there's still no ET on the PlayStation Plus version, which I will hold off on because from buying the game. Needless to say, I want to try it out first because honestly, I was so hyped for this game because it was supposed to be like the Project Gotham type of game, where it's a sim / arcade racing kind of blend, and that's the perfect racing game for me. I'm dying for a good racing game, and people that actually play it say it's actually pretty good, but you can't play online or play online well, and that's the whole point of online is for this game. I mean, is because of the online and the clubs and the interaction and stuff like that. So if this game doesn't have online, it's not even worth it. But the thing that upsets me the most is they delayed the game a year. It was supposed to be a launch title. They delayed it a year and it still had problems.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, for sure. One of my things on my Christmas list is The Crew, and I've been watching gameplays on that, and it looks really good. So, I'm excited to get that.
yeah, I was less enthusiastic when I played the beta, but maybe it's a different game. But it was kind of boring to me. But I'll give it a shot if it's cheap.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's only $40 at this point, so
Yeah.
might give it a shot once I get it.
So what was our last fail game of the year?
Okay. Now, some people might be like, "Oh no, I really like this game." Well, screw off, because our big fail game of the year is Destiny, and we both concur in in agreement with that. Destiny was kind of a letdown. We played it for a really long time, for like 3 weeks straight. That's all we played, and then we kind of stopped playing it. We both still have it. We both don't play it. Lack of content, repeating of missions, kind of annoying loot systems. It just not really a game that I want to keep playing.
So let me understand this. Bungie took like 5 years to develop this thing, and it
Yeah.
feels like a game that was made in like 6 months. There's no content to this thing. Like, what took them so long to develop this game is beyond
Yeah,
me.
no.
Um, like maybe the balancing, but still, it just boggles my mind that this is supposed to be a game that like they were so crazy on developing after Halo, and this is their next project, and they're already working
Yeah.
on Destiny 2. So it's like, really, they kind of just gave up on it.
Like as an MMO FPS, you wouldn't work on a second one right away, you know?
Yeah,
I originally thought going into it that it was going to be an open world, and they kind of play it off as it is, but it isn't at
no.
all. You know, you get the mission and you have that one mission inside of it, or you might return back to it for a side mission, but that's it. You know, you go through all the missions once, you've done every single one, and every single week, oh, you have a heroic mission. Oh, I might have something new. No, it's literally a mission that you've already played through.
It was very deceptive. Bungie was in describing the game. It's not really an MMO. I mean, it's more of an MMO than other FPS games, obviously, because it's more.
Yeah.
But it feels like more of a game with like a 20-person lobby, if anything else. You know?
Yeah, for sure. And it's not really appealing to me as much, especially as our next game, which I guess we can kind of go to.
Yeah. Let's just go. And instead of the fails of the year, we're gonna go into the game of the year for each of us.
Now, this is kind of surprising because we've been kind of let down the past like year or so.
Like
with
4
this
for
game.
me.
I mean, Black Ops 2 wasn't that bad. Kind
I,
of gave it up a little bit, but
it wasn't for me.
it wasn't horrible. We stuck to it for a while. But Call of Duty Advanced Warfare is what we're titling is the game of this year. That's we're taking into consideration that these are going to be multi-platform games that we're choosing as well, because I mean with game of the year you can always do like The Last of Us Remastered because that's a really good game, but I feel like for overall game, because The Last of Us has good multiplayer, but I mean there's also things that you could add, you know. But yeah, Call of Duty, we were both still playing it. And I'm having a lot of fun with it. Rich and I were going ham the other night on it. So yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you what you enjoyed most about the game, but to me, it's got to be the jetpacks. I mean, it adds a whole new dynamic to the game. It just makes everything more fast paced, adds more levels of playing. Like you're not just instead of just running up a flight of stairs to get somebody upstairs, you can just
Yeah.
jump right up there. You know, so even if you're like at a certain level, you're vulnerable. You know, you gotta always watch your surroundings and stuff like that. And even if you have
Yeah.
walls all around you, you have one entrance, they can come right over the wall. So I mean, it's just always got to be on the tip of your toes, and it just feels really polished too. Like it's pretty balanced for the most part, which usually a lot of Call of Duties are unbalanced early on. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It's been a long time since I've actually enjoyed a Call of Duty game, and if you would have told me that this would be my game of the year going into 2014, I would have told you you were
You've been
lying.
like, no way.
No way. Because I was even skeptical about it. You know, even going up
Yeah.
to the weeks leading up to it, I'm like,
Yeah. Well, we weren't even gonna buy it until like the week of.
yeah. I was like, maybe later on when it's cheap, but no, I ended up pre-ordering it. I got the whole season pass shit, which I'm stuck with season
Yeah.
passes, but that's another story. But what do you enjoy most about the game? Is it the same things I said?
Well, there's a lot of the things. There's a lot of things that you said were true to me as well. One of the things I really like about it is because I play Counter-Strike also, and the loot system is really good in this game. Because you can get like care packages, and inside that you can get elite armor and customization stuff, but you can also get guns, and a lot of these guns they come with unique camos for one. They're also different looking, like you'll get actual different models of the gun. And third, you'll get sights and attachments that don't cost any of your class currency. So that's all really strategic that you can play out, and they all have different stats and everything. And I really like that to a game. That's why I like Diablo, Borderlands, and Counter Strike, because of that random factor. Everyone has different things, you know.
I completely agree. That random factor is really that's what Destiny was trying to pull off, and it didn't
Yeah.
work for them. But
No.
yeah, I agree. So next topic is a big one.
Next topic. Yeah, I mean it is a pretty big one. I had kind of a hard time choosing this because I didn't really get many of them this year. So
So
Go for it.
topic is device of the year for 2014. So why don't you go right
Okay.
ahead?
All right. So I was kind of doing some research a little bit earlier. I concluded that if I were to choose a device that I would have liked that was different from Rich's, because I was going to say what Rich was going to say, but this is kind of the other device that you could have gotten. It's the Nexus 6. I mean, I kind of butchered how I just said that. Nexus 6. It's kind of a tongue twister. Let's all try to say that 3 times fast. But anyway, no, they're sold out. They're still sold out, and they probably will always be sold out. I know you can get them on eBay for like $2,000. So,
I think so. It's pretty expensive.
yeah. So this is pretty much a phone that's bigger than the iPhone 6. It has the top of the line specs right now for any Android device, and I mean anything that you would want in an Android phone, this is definitely the phone that you're gonna have to go to, and I think it just succeeded so well. It blew away Samsung. It pretty much is I don't know. I think that it's one of the best devices that Android has put out this year.
Yeah, I agree. I wanted to get a Nexus 6 because I had a upgrade due for my work phone, but there was no guarantee of when the Verizon version was going to come out. So I ended up getting the Note 4. And as you guys know, I had the Note 3, so this was a simple upgrade. But this should have been actually one of my surprise products also, because Samsung actually really nailed the quality. It feels like an iPhone in terms of like the metal and the polished edges and stuff like that. So I might do a video on this phone because I am actually really enjoying it. And it's actually the same spec wise as the Nexus 6. It has the quad HD display, same exact display, same exact specs and everything.
Yep.
So it's the same phone, just different form factor, and also slightly bigger screen with the Nexus 6. I think I still would have preferred the Nexus 6, but I really am liking this. But to go back, my device of the year, I mean,
that's kind of obvious.
It's got to be the iPhone 6 Plus. I love this phone. It's everything I wanted in an iPhone for like the last 3 years. You have the iOS 8, which just ups the ante. You know, it polished over iOS 7 with all the changes that made. And just the thinness of this is amazing. The size, the fingerprints, the Touch ID just improved on the 5S, which I mean it's spot on. Every time I touch the Touch ID, it works, which is not what the same can be said about this Note 4. It literally takes me like 5 tries to get the fingerprint sensor working, so I turned it off. But the camera is amazing. The low light camera pictures that come out of this, stellar. And it's just gorgeous. I mean, they went back to the rounded edge design that they escaped from the 3GS and 3G back in the day, and I absolutely love it. It's device of the year for sure, hands down.
Boom. Maxing out your mic 3 times in a row.
I just jizzed over myself. All right, now with that being said, now we're gonna go, since we did all of the devices of the year and stuff like that, we're gonna look forward into 2015 now. So
wait,
what?
We missed a topic.
Oh yes, I'm so sorry.
That's a big topic that we just missed.
I suck at this stuff.
Best purchase of 2014.
Best purchase of 2014.
We purchased a lot of things.
We did. Although I think 2013 was a bigger year for me in terms of purchases, but I think
for me, it's a pretty big year.
Oh, for you by far. I don't know what the hell you're gonna choose, but let me go with mine real quick. So mine was actually the mic I'm using right now, the Rode Procaster. So if you guys remember, before this mic, I was using the Blue Yeti, and if you go back to one of our early episodes, I think it was episode 1 and 2, I was using the Yeti back then, and you can tell the difference, man. I mean, this thing is by far leaps and bounds better quality, and it doesn't pick up as much background noise. I don't know if you guys have been hearing, but there's a dog barking in the background. So if you guys are not hearing that, then this mic is just doing its job because it's not picking up the background noise. If you guys do hear it, it's probably very low.
Kelly's mother's home.
Yes.
That's his mother-in-law.
Yes.
She makes the dogs bark.
But anyway, I love this mic. I have it on the Rode stand, which I think is called the PSA-1.
PSA-1.
And I mean, it's just awesome. And I was debating whether to get the Procaster or the Podcaster. But I just think the XLR interface is the way to go, especially spending this kind of money. Um,
Yeah, this is very early on this year by now.
like literally, I think I got it right after New Year's. You
Yeah.
know,
Yep.
so yeah, I've had it for about a year now, and I absolutely love it and would recommend it to anybody looking for a mic in this range.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so I also got a microphone, which you guys can see me using right now. It's the Blue Spark in orange. Just gonna point that out, just let you know. But yeah, I like the quality. It's a little bit cheaper than Rich's by like $50. But for like under, it's like between $200 and $300, you can get, these are kind of like the two mics that you can get. Like this range of blue, which is like the bottle cap and all that stuff, or the baby bottle. And I really like this. I just have it on a cheap stand and the shock mount that I came with. And yeah, so I upgraded my audio, and I also upgraded my computer early on this year. I got the MacBook Pro 2013 full spec, so that was a really good purchase. Yeah, kind of self-explanatory purchase right there. It's kind of an OG buy. So,
And was that your only product
what do you mean?
for purchase of the year? Was that your only purchase?
I did the microphone and the Mac. Those are my top two.
Okay, cool.
I think. Oh well, no, PS4. Toss that in there too.
Yeah, I mean that doesn't count. I mean you bought it, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, I think the mic is a huge upgrade because in terms of our video, we have the best webcam on the market, the C920 and the C930. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna stay that way for a long time, and I'm not complaining. It's an awesome camera, but the mic, we had to improve it, and we both did, and I think it sounds a lot better than early on episodes. And I don't know. I don't think I'm ever gonna have to upgrade from this thing, and probably neither you. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, for a long time, unless I get into like video production or
Oh,
something.
of course.
I'll be fine with this for a long time for this setup here. Which who knows? Maybe after college I'll get my own apartment. I'll have multiple setups.
Yeah. Baller.
That'd be straight up bachelor pad.
So what I was going to say, the next topic is going to 2015. We're going to try to predict the future a little bit. Okay. So what do you think is what is your most anticipated product going to 2015?
Okay, even cheaper 4K that is not 30 hertz. So decent quality 4K that's like cheap. So like maybe $300 monitors or less. Like under 300. Maybe 4K or at least 1440p kind of overlapping 1080p. That would be nice. But I mean that's kind of like it'd be kind of hard. But also my second wait, we're doing products, right?
Yes, product going.
Okay, you scared me. I thought I was like going on a rant about something else. Okay. And my next product is the iPad Air 2, which maybe that'll be my next year's kind of Christmas gift for college and stuff for transporting mobile stuff. I mean, I have my laptop, but you never know. It can always come in handy. But I think the iPad Air 2 will definitely be something we can look out for.
Yeah, or by then the iPad Air 3. So
Yeah, or whatever
if
comes
it's
out
equivalent.
Yeah.
I think I actually said this last year's show going to 2014, but I'm gonna have to reiterate it because I mean I thought it was gonna come out this year. Well, specifically one of them I thought was gonna come out this year. But number one, iWatch, because we know it's coming early 2015. I will be a day one pre-order purchaser. I was looking forward to this for a long time, and I really think it's going to set the bar in terms of what smartwatches are going to be like. And I feel like a lot of analysts are also thinking that this is going to be selling like hotcakes, like even more than the iPad did when it first released back in 2010. This is going to be a huge another leg of their product line. They have the iPhone, they have the iPad, and obviously they have Macs, but now they're going to have wearables / iWatch, and that's going to be huge. And I don't know, what are you also looking? Well, you don't have an iPhone, so it's kind of hard.
Well, hopefully that changes. But I don't mind Android. I mean, it gets the job done.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's kind of annoying with apps that like are free on both platforms, but Android gets stuck with ads. it's just like why do we need ads but Apple doesn't? You know, it costs money to go into the Apple App Store. It's free to put something on Google Play, so I don't understand why they need ads. But
So I just
yeah,
noticed I actually said iWatch. I can't. I always say iWatch. It's the
Apple
Apple
TV.
Watch, not the
Oh, Apple
iWatch.
Watch, whatever. Yeah,
I
right.
and yeah, the guys in the chat room kind of corrected me on that one, but I knew it. It's like I always say iWatch. I even put it in the show notes. iWatch. Why? They should have just called it iWatch. Now they're gonna screw me up
Yeah.
the rest of the time. But my next, I'm not sure if this is gonna come out next year. I think it'll be similar to the iWatch, the Apple Watch, and that they announced it in 2015, but it'll probably be released in 2016. But it's the
Mhm.
Apple TV. The now a lot of you guys been hearing that they're gonna revamp the Apple TV, not just like a little set-top box type thing, but it'll be actually a pass-through device. And I think it just opens up a whole new realm of possibilities for Apple on the TV and in your living room, which is the kind of their foreign frontier is the living room. They
Yeah.
have your office, your home, everything else in your home set up, but their little hobby called the Apple TV is not going to be full grown into another leg, another product line. And I feel like
Yeah.
it's really going to change the way the TV spectrum is used, like TV business is done. You know, because I work for a media company, and I don't know if I mentioned this to you guys a while back, but I saw internal emails where they're saying, you know, they wanted to see the prototypes for this Apple TV and stuff like that. So I'm really thinking it's going to be something drastic. It's not just a little iPad Apple TV version 4 update. You know, this is going to
Yeah.
be a huge deal. So I've been looking forward to this for about 2 years now. It's in the works for sure. And I wouldn't be surprised now that they have a 5K iMac if they actually release their own TV line as well. That might be a little bit more wishful thinking than anything else, but at this point, who knows? They love
Yeah.
producing quality displays, and a TV. I mean, that's a quality display that's waiting for Apple to touch. So, those are the two devices I'm looking forward to going
Yeah.
forward.
Yep. Okay. So,
Whew.
next topic, another 2015. What we think is going to be the biggest tech trend. Go.
Whew. Oh, go. Okay, so
Boom.
for me, it's wearables. I
Yep.
think wearables are going to take it to the next level in 2015. We only scratched the surface in 2014. We had all the first iterations, the crappy devices, and I feel like these companies are going to learn from that and take it and go back to labs and redesign the battery life, the performance, which were the two big things plaguing wearables.
Yeah.
You know, you look at all the Android watches that were released, they barely last an entire day. And that's the one thing about a watch. It has to last at least 24 hours. It doesn't have to last
Mhm.
2 days. It doesn't have to last 3 days a week. I say one day of full use, and then you can charge it when you go to sleep at night, and that's cool.
Yeah, that's
You
fine.
know, but I just think that these wearables really, and not just watches either. You know, there are rumors about like rings and stuff like that,
That'd be
and
weird,
obviously
but
like Google Glass type thing with glasses.
yeah.
But the other thing that I think will be a big trend is smart appliances and machines. So,
Mhm.
you know, you think like about fridges and like
Well,
laundry washers and stuff like that and dishwashers. So you're going to have like this automated house soon enough, everyone. And it's just a matter of time before you actually do start seeing these smart appliances around, like in Best Buy and stuff like that. But they're a little pricey, obviously, and there's
yeah.
nothing special about them. But now going forward, you're going to start seeing everything integrated. You're going to be adjust everything with apps at work and stuff like that if you want to lower the temperature in your fridge from your work. So I really think that's going to be a big thing in 2015 for some reason.
Well, if Google's smart, they could expand their Nest. Um, they could expand their Nest line into actual appliances, not just thermostats. And that could be a whole big thing right there. I mean, and you already have the Philips Hue. That's kind of leading into that.
Hmm.
We have like the Wi-Fi, um, wall plug stuff installed at our house upstairs, so you can like turn stuff on and off via Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. That's through Belkin. Um, but yeah, I mean, I could definitely see that being a thing. really integrating Wi-Fi even more, which they've kind of started. Because I know Google just announced that it'll be on one of their devices. I know the Nest stuff. I don't remember which one, so I'm not going to say. But yeah, so my biggest tech trend that I think is going to happen is thinner, bezel-less, even larger displays. So I saw an article about how Nintendo's next product is rumored to be circular, um, which is kind of weird. I mean, we've only seen really one good circular device, which is the Moto 360, which isn't technically 100% circular. Does have a flat bottom, and it is kind of squared off on the corners and stuff. But yeah, I think that you'll be seeing thinner displays, and I know we will be seeing roll-up displays. I've seen those before too. So I don't know if you saw that video.
Well, I think it's called it's not OLED. It's certain technology where you could have. Well, I think it is OLED.
ROLED.
But yeah, they're able to make like bendable displays with that technology. So that's really cool. That's why you see all those like Samsung curved displays and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think we'll maybe see some of these type of wonky displays. I feel like next year is going to be the display kind of experimenting stage with companies. So.
Well, you saw the Note Edge, which has like the Note, but you have the screen on the edge.
That's what I'm saying. Like even weirder devices than that, you know?
Yeah.
Like maybe I don't know, a double screen phone. That'd be weird.
Yeah. Like the basically a DS or something like that, you know?
Yeah. But I mean like front and back.
Yeah. So I'm gonna wrap it up. The last topic is just to wrap up your conclusion of 2015 rather. Like,
yeah.
What do you think is going to happen? What do you think are going to be the big trends and stuff like that? We're going to just wrap up what you basically said, you know?
Well, I'm wrapping up for 2014.
All
so
right.
Something that I hope not to see next year. Okay. So a lot of things this year have been said and promised to be released or have a certain feature, yet once it actually comes around to the time where they planned on being released, it either gets canceled and moved or it's cut down with the features. And that's really a big trend this year with gaming, tech, all that stuff. So hopefully I don't see that next year, or else I'll be very angry.
Yeah, I agree. Like, especially in the gaming sphere, like with all the games that are released, and they have a lot of server issues. And
yeah,
there's been too many of those, especially in this fall. Like, you got Halo, you had GTA last year. You have obviously Drive Club. There's so many to name that I can't even think of at the top of my head. But just like the first week, it's not even worth owning a game because there are going to be server issues. You can't even get online. But to wrap up, I'm looking more forward in my conclusion. Like I mentioned before, I think wearables is the place to be next year. That's going to be the hot product. Next Christmas, forget about it. That's what's going to be on everyone's wish list is a wearable. And I think it's all going to start with the Apple Watch. That's going to be the first wearable that got it right. They waited as long as they could to get it right. It was supposed to actually be released in the fall of 2014, but they pushed it back to 2015 because they knew it wasn't just right. The battery life just wasn't going to work. But now there were rumors that they got everything right, and that's why they're able to release it and start manufacturing it actually in January for hopefully a February or March release date. So
yeah,
I'm thinking once that's released, once people see what a real wearable is like, you're going to start seeing better quality products going forward with that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, these are both good goals, and I think if we combine them, we'll have a pretty good year itself.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. Like, I'm going to go back and watch our show from last year, the recap show, and see what our predictions were for 2014 and compare.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do the same thing next year because we're going to be here till next year. You guys.
Oh, yeah. I think this is a good annual show. Maybe next year we might have to do a bit later unless I don't know when I'll be at college, like when ending dates are.
We'll worry about it when we get there.
Yeah, exactly. So our goals for Generation Tech for 2015, what do you got for me?
So I just want to see our channel continue to grow. You know, we created a new channel, created a new Twitter handle just for the show itself. And in just 3 days, I think we got about 150 followers on Twitter. We have about 30 followers on YouTube side. So, you know, we're starting from scratch. We're on episode 27. Obviously, we didn't start that from scratch. But I would like to see just the community grow, you know, and everything like that, more interactions. And we have a great base of people that are watching us right now and week to week. So, like I said, just want to continue to see the community grow. And also, I want to start creating videos other than this podcast format. You know, that's the main reason why I created this new channel. So if, let's say, one week we're not feeling the topics for the week, you know, we're not feeling doing a whole hour show, Matt and I can just, like, when we're on Skype, just, oh shit, we should talk about this topic, you know. I'll press record, we'll record a 10-minute video, and we'll put it up, you know.
Yeah,
and that'll work.
I mean, it won't be as, like, set up. I mean, we could still do the setup as a live show. It'll just be not live.
Pre-recorded,
you know?
Put up, and there's no live show for that week. You know, it's something like that where, you know, because there's too many times during the year where it's really, really slow and there's not anything to talk about. You know, so I feel like those type of scenarios would be perfect for just spot on, you know, oh shit, let's talk about this game or let's talk about this movie, you know, whatever it is. And away you go. So what about you? What are your goals for this this Generation Tech podcast next year?
Okay, quality boost. I mean, we kind of already have done a lot of the stuff that we wanted with graphics and stuff like that, and kind of bringing the theme across the board. More unique episodes, which you kind of just touched on, and hopefully some special guests, which would be awesome to bring on some special guests for you guys. So it's not just us all the time. We maybe have a third person joining. Which actually we have one person. Yeah, we have one that might be coming up soon.
Probably January, hopefully after New Year's. I don't know if you guys know him. I'm not gonna say his name because we're still in the works on getting him on, but pretty significant guy. So it'll be a lot of fun. He's a really chill guy. I feel like I relate to him quite a bit because we have a lot of similarities, pretty much the same age. So I'm really excited.
And we're all geeks.
So, yeah, we're all geeks for sure. And I think he's the king geek if you see his setup. And I will, if we have him on, I would love to show his setup because it's awesome.
He has a lot of cool stuff.
A lot of cool stuff. So,
and it's not just like, oh yeah, I got that new Logitech webcam. No.
A lot of old school stuff.
A lot of old school, you know.
From my old school.
Rooms of old school stuff.
Yeah. So that'll be really awesome. And then, you know, we'll try to see if other people want to do some collab stuff and join us as well. So.
Yeah, for sure. You want to announce our little end of the night special?
So as I mentioned earlier in the show, we have a little clip, a couple minutes long, of some funny clips from the past year. And I'm really excited to show you guys. So away we go. After all that, like, I barely have any fucking words left for an intro.
Like,
all right. Ready?
Is that a real question?
Yeah, he's rolling his eyes hardcore. All right. 3, 2.
Oh, wait. I'm silencing this motherfucker.
Yes, please silence your phone. Please, all things that are holy. Vibrate. Please.
Okay. All right, we're good. Right. We are golden.
All right.
Want me to do the intro or not?
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ! I'm about to do it.
Weekly.
I just completely fucked up the.
I'm just gonna mess.
What's up, everybody? This is Rich Nieto from Inner City Geeks. We're doing Generation Tech episode number 2.
What's up, guys? Matt here, and I'm here with my good friend Rich with Generation Tech. What's up, Rich?
Yo, what's up, man? Not much. We got a lot to talk about, though, right? We should be.
Yeah. Should I put in headphones?
No, you should be good. I don't hear an echo.
Go. Oh, it started.
Oh, it started.
Yo.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. I see we got one viewer, aka Matthew Burrows, in your very own show, Matthew. How do you feel?
Hello. Pretty good.
Your left. A little bit more.
That's as far as I can go.
Okay.
Dude, I'm on my laptop screen.
All right.
What's
That's
that?
good. That works. I guess it's gonna have to work, you know. Work your girlfriend. You got full screen. Work it.
No.
Oh. All right.
No. I am done with this.
Well, that didn't last long.
First episode, 2 minutes in. I am done.
Huge upgrade. 4K.
Yeah, because you just got this nice TV.
I just got this one. The one in the living room is about 2 years old, or 3 years old, something like that. But it's still awesome plasma, 58-inch. But that would be the one I would replace. Is the one in the living room. It would have to be 4K, definitely over 65 inches though. Like I need something. Because my TV is so far from the seating area that I need a big screen. 58 inches is fine, but I could use bigger. My Blu-ray player has AirPlay on it. Really? I've never seen that before. Interesting. What brand is it? Netflix.
My friggin' mouse pad smells weird.
What are you smelling your mouse pad for?
No, because it smelled weird when I took it out of the box, dude.
It's funny because I have the same feeling when I open up a new Apple product, but it smells good, like the aluminum. I don't know if you ever opened one up, but it smells fucking like drugs.
That was the pre-show, guys.
Alright, so now we're recording, and soft Matt.
Alright, you want me to go over my picks? Alright, so...
And we're back.
I'm still watching it. So.
Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun to put together last night. So, yeah, we had a lot. As you noticed, a lot of them came within the first 5 episodes last year. So, except for the one where I was cursing, because that was the last episode. But yeah, I think this was a great show. I love this recap episode. And went over a lot of different things, and it's going to be interesting to see where we are next year, and our predictions if we thought we were right. And yeah, so anything else you want to add?
I think I'm good. I'm still kind of finishing now. I'm on the last clip of the video, and it's pretty funny watching how bad we were.
Yeah, but yeah, so hopefully we'll look back next year's episode and say, oh shit, we were terrible right now. So yeah, we're always improving, at least trying to. So hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Be sure to subscribe if you're not already on our new channel, and look us up on Twitter. As you can see, Gen Tech Podcast on Twitter. So subscribe. Make sure you hear.
Leave a like on the video.
Like on the video.
No dislikes. All right, we got 10 of those. We
We're
don't need
here every Thursday night, 8 o'clock streaming, and then I'll be posting the recorded version afterwards, usually on Friday morning.
Yep.
So if you're not able to make the stream, you'll be able to watch it at your leisure the following day. So hope you guys enjoy the video again, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Push.